still talking points across the country. We are just about to embark on a look at Kenyan politics, the return of Uhuru Kenyatta to the political fray, ODM at 20, the beginning of celebrations tomorrow. But before that, Fanya Mambo, I saw you disagreeing with some of what Kiplagat was saying with regard to Samia Suluhu's sentiments about Kenyans. What is it exactly that you disagree with as a final comment before we move on?
The only person who has not learned from Tanzania after having led Tanzania for 2 years is Mama Samia Suluhu. I don't know where she was at independence. She's now 65 years old. And she needs to know there was something called Maji Maji rebellion and the Hehe uprising, where Kinjekitile Ngwale told his people that he has magical waters that will save them from the British bullets. And they went to war, and very many of them were killed by the British. Were those Kenyans? They were Tanzanians before she was born. And those Tanzanians were not extinguished. Their great-grandchildren are here, and those are the ones who are causing her problems. She needs to understand one thing. It is not the people of Tanzania who are violent. It is not the people of Tanzania who are going to the streets. It is her terrible administration that is leading them to go to the streets. If she was doing the right things, if she was allowing democracy, if she was not jailing opposition leaders, nobody would go to the streets. She does not see where the problem of Tanzania is. Mama Samia Suluhu, wake up, go put a big mirror in your sitting room, look at it. All the problems of Tanzania in that mirror. And the minute you move away from that mirror, the problems of Tanzania move away from that mirror. Stop looking at the people of Tanzania as mad. There is no way a nation can unite in unison to say that you are wrong as a head of state, and you come and say that the citizens are wrong. Mama Samia Suluhu, you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong. And if there's nobody who is telling you that in Tanzania, we who are here are telling you, your citizenry has done no wrong.
Okay.
Actually, they went to the streets because they felt they've tried telling you so much, but you're not listening.
There's a trend we've noticed in the region, and as we finalize this, is a deployment of the military. Even in something as simple as an electoral process, which is supposed to be a democratic process, that within a day, after people go to the polls, we see the military on the streets telling the police, keep off now, we're in charge of this. We saw that trend here in Kenya. Do you see that continuing for a while, that military is to be deployed on a whim?
Let me tell Kenyans something profoundly deep, and this they need to go and think about. When the Arab uprising was happening, starting with Tunisia, everybody said that this can happen anywhere else, but it cannot happen in Egypt. And they were asked why. It's because in Egypt, even the supermarket attendants were members of the army. They had so militarized the state that everybody was afraid of doing something because there was a military officer somewhere. It is a good thing and it's a bad thing, and I'll tell you why. That is where Uganda is. That the more you fear reprisals from the people, the more you over-militarize. So you find that even if somebody is shining shoes somewhere in Kampala is an NIS detective for the government, trying to gather intelligence for the government. Let me tell you what happened in Egypt. At the time when the people of Egypt wanted to protest, the president told them, the army, shoot the protesters. Now, the army, for the first time, declined. But do you know why? This person had over-militarized the state to the extent that everybody holding a gun, anytime they looked at the crowd, they saw somebody they were related to. Because if I am an army officer, I have a brother, I have a sister, I have a cousin, I have a father-in-law. So when they were told to shoot, everybody was telling the other one, don't shoot the guy in red, that's my sister. Don't shoot that, that's my cousin. Don't. So it was not possible for the army to shoot the civilians because every person holding a gun was either related to somebody in the crowd or was being told by somebody next to them, if you kill my cousin, I'll kill you. And that is how the uprising in Egypt became successful in favor of the citizens. Where Uganda is where Egypt was. That they think the solution to their problem is increasing the number of men and women in booths. And they do it. And they give them more guns. But the more you increase the army, the more you increase the number of people who have personal and physical relationships with the people they are supposed to fight. That's why it failed. And I'm telling Tanzania, she's now heading in that direction. Recruiting more army people, recruiting more police, arming them, telling them to fight civilians. A time will come when he will send brothers and sisters against their own kin, only that these ones are uniformed and those ones are not. And the answer will be no. So over-militarize, if you think that will work for you. Increase the number of forces, but it works usually to the detriment of the dictator. And
it says something about the level of our democracy. In a democracy, the military is the last resort to come and deal with the citizenry.
Of course, yes. And maybe Ndimuli, you allow me to just go back to the issue of Tanzania. You know, some